Welcome to Shoulder Field in beautiful Chicago, Illinois. This is the Bears and the Rams. Winner moves on to the Super Bowl. And Fox Sports will bring you all four quarters of this epic matchup between the Bears and the Rams. Winner to the Dream Bowl to take on the Oakland Raiders. And the Bear mascot is coming out of the stadium. Bears-Rams coming up next. This is the NFL on Fox Sports. Hello and welcome to Soldier Field. This is the NFC Championship game kickoff. Robbie Gould bringing it deep, 1 yard deep in the end zone, be returned by Thomas outside of the 10, 15, 20, left side to the 25, and he'll be taken down there before Kurt Warner will take the field.
Well, this is a very exciting game. It's without a doubt that these are the top two teams in the NFC, and I'm very curious to see which team pulls out and goes to the Dream Bowl.
St. Louis, the underdog to Chicago, but as we saw in the AFC Championship game, this should be one heck of 4 quarters deciding the winner and to move on to the Dream Bowl. 2nd and 10, Warner looking, throwing over the middle, complete to Isaac Bruce, and he gains 9 yards, and the first completion for Kurt Warner goes for near first down.
Well, when you think of this Rams offense, you think of the really explosive plays down the field. But Kurt Warner, just a great quarterback that he is, he's just got to find the open man. It's not always going to be for a huge gain, and just get up the field, get yards, and get first downs.
3rd down and 1, complete to Marshall Faulk on the screen, and he gets that first down. Nice shifty moves there for 5 yards and the first.
Well, it must make the quarterback feel good to know that in a time of panic when he's getting bull rushed like that, he can just dump it off to his running back, and he can make things happen to get a first down.
Warner looking, throwing deep, and it is complete to his tight end, Ernie Conwell, to get into Chicago territory. Nice 23-yard pickup for the Rams.
Well, the Rams are definitely firing on all cylinders here. You see the tight end gets open with his cut move. There's a couple of defenders around him, but the Kurt Warner knows just how to drop the ball right where it needs to be, away from all the coverage, and so the tight end can make the easy grab.
Chicago shaking its head. It has given up 2 quick first downs to get to the 40-yard line. Warner back to throw from there, looking, throwing over the middle, complete again to Conwell, and he gets inside the 20 to the 19, and now the Rams are in the red zone, Phil.
Well, when you think about this team, what comes to mind is Marshall Faulk, Torrey Holt, and Isaac Bruce, and when you put all your emphasis on those guys, people like this tight end Conwell here is going to get some pretty good looks and chances to make a big play in the game.
And off again to Marshall Faulk. He fumbles the football, picked up by Gary Fensick. And Phil, that's a turnover. Early Bears, a break there.
That's a killer. The Rams started so good. They hand the ball off for the first time in the game, and Marshall Faulk fumbles the ball. You don't see that very often from Marshall Faulk.
Marshall Faulk on his first carry. Steve McMichael there to rip the ball out of Marshall Faulk's hands. Gary Fensick, Johnny on the spot for the turnover. So now 1st down and 10. Jim McMahon coming out for the Bears from the 21-yard line. A play action, looking, throwing over the middle, complete to Keith Ortega, and he gains about 4 yards, getting to the 25-yard line for the Bears, and this is where they will take over. A plus 12 turnover ratio, Phil, in the NFL. That is 5th. The Bears have been very impressive at taking the ball away. Gary Fensick with an early turnover. Walter Payton to the outside, and he breaks the tackle, and he's free across midfield. No one's going to catch him, Phil, to the 20, 15, 10, and showboating for a long touchdown.
Well, Sweetness gets in the end zone very quickly, and with this game, you're going to have 2 very great running backs in this game. Marshall Faulk started the game very poorly with a fumble. Walter Payton says, let me show you how he's done as he breaks the tackle here. It's also a key block by a wide receiver, and he's off to the races once he bounces the outside, and nobody's going to catch Walter Payton from behind. It just doesn't happen.
Walter Payton, 76-yard touchdown, and the Bears lead 7-0 in Soldier Field. Walter Payton showing what he does best, sweetness for 7 points. We're back to the NFL on Fox right after this. Welcome back to Soldier Field. 3:02 remaining in the first here. Well, Robbie Gold to kick off for the second time. Returned by Hakeem, taking it out of the end zone to the 20. 25 right side to the 27. And he'll be taken down there. And Phil, what does Kurt Warner have to do to rally the troops here down by 7?
Well, you see, he didn't do anything wrong in the last drive. I think if he just keeps doing what he did before, they're going to get back in Bears territory. I think it's Marshall Faulk that has to make the adjustments.
Oh, Leslie Frazier. So Kurt Warner throwing an errant pass, and that'll go the other way, Phil. Leslie Frazier, nice interception, and this Bears defense has been playing lights out so far in the first quarter.
Well, yeah, the Rams just can't seem to hang on to the football. That was a poor throw by Kurt Warner there. He just throws the jump up, and the corner beats the dude, and he trucks the receiver and then runs out of bounds. It just, the Rams are not looking good here, Nick.
So Walter Payton for 6 yards, and the Rams being out by this Bears offense of all things. The Rams defense has got to pick up and try to hold the Bears to either a field goal or a 3-and-out here. 2nd and 4. Walter Payton trucking a man, and he's near a first down, getting to the 35-yard line, and that'll bring up a 3rd and short here for Jim McMahon and this Bears offense. From the eye, handoff to Walter, and he breaks a tackle, and Sweetness looking for that first down, and he gets it, Phil. Nice 2-yard pickup for the first.
Well, it's no secret that if the Bears are going to have success, they got to keep handing the ball to Walter Payton, and he's got to make things happen. They have a pretty decent passing game, but they live and die by the run, plain and simple.
That'll bring up a new 1st down and 10, Phil, for this Bears offense. Toss right to Walter Payton, and he can't get out of 2 defenders there. And he is taken down at the line, a 2nd down and 10.
Well, see, Walter Payton's one of those running backs. Well, he'll take a few tackles where he gets just back to the line. He'll even take a few for the loss, but he never gives up. And no matter how many times you stuff him, it only takes that one time, as we saw earlier, for him to break the big one.
Pass is incomplete. Ronald Bartell there to break up the pass. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 from the 33-yard line. McMahon coming out with 3 receivers here on 3rd and long. Back to throw. Throwing deep. Oh, and he's got a man open. That's McKinnon, and he's into the end zone. And the Bears score again, Phil. 14-0 pending the extra point.
Well, I think St. Louis knew coming into this game that they were going to probably get burned once, if not more, by the Bears running game. But you cannot let Jim McMahon and this passing offense get going at the same time. If this keeps happening, the Bears are impossible to beat.
14-0 start here for the Chicago Bears. More action for the NFL on Fox coming up right after this. Welcome back to Soldier Field, and Phil, impressive start for Chicago. 14-0 here in Soldier Field, and this Rams offense has got to come back to form here. They'll take over at the 26-yard line.
Well, the Bears defense has just been playing lights out. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers, 2 offensive possessions, 2 touchdowns. You can't ask for a better start than that.
1st and 10. Warner looking, throwing again, and it is underneath, and Kroll able to get 2 feet in for the 3-yard pickup here. Very methodical start here for Kurt Warner, looking underneath, looking for the short gains, and these been picked off anyways. Marshall Faulk on the carry, and he's got 2 yards. Hampton with the tackle.
Well, they started the game very well here. The difference was they just, after the fumble killed them, and after that they've just never been the same.
Warner looking, and it is almost intercepted, Phil. Incomplete, and a 3-and-out for St. Louis.
We've seen games like this where Kurt Warner is just not looking his best. And he can be deadly accurate, but there's also times where he lets the ball get away from him, and his team will struggle when that happens.
Right now, St. Louis very inconsistent offensively. Willie Gault, the speedster, takes it out to the 23-yard line. That's where Chicago and this hot offense will take over, and Sweetness looking for another score.
Well, the Bears are firing on all cylinders here, and it seems it doesn't matter if they're running or passing. They're going to burn this Rams defense.
McMahon on the run, and he loses 4 yards. DeMarco Farr there to bring him down behind the line.
Well, that's exactly what the Rams needed. The Rams defense needs to show up here and show that they can stop this Bears defense as they put Jim McMahon on the ground, and it looks like they're going to need to do that a lot more if they want to get back in this game.
Second down and long here. McMahon looking from the gun all day to throw, and he finally runs and he loses 4 yards on the play. Another sack for this Rams defense.
Well, I didn't understand that play at all. The defensive ends looked like they were playing zone out there and making sure Jim McMahon doesn't run. He typically is not a running quarterback, but he'll run if he has to.
McMahon and the Bears go 3 and out here, and giving the ball right back to St. Louis is McMahon in this offense. So the Rams getting a break here as we are near the end of the first, and Thomas taking it from his side of the field, no Hill, and he is taken down right at midfield. At the end of one, the score is the Bears 14 and St. Louis nothing. Rams need to get back on a rhythm here as we start the second quarter right after this. This is the NFL on Fox Sports.